Draining Birmingham, a hydrologic case study of a city left adrift. Analyzing environmental impacts and potential solutions. Let us first discover some background information. 197,575 people call Birmingham home. Birmingham is located north of Red Mountains Ridge, giving the city and mountain an elevation differential of 500 feet. This difference in terrain begins with thick native grasses and towering pines, then abruptly morphs into a bustling concrete mecca. Two environmental factors will collide to expedite flash flood potential in the city. The first factor is the slope gradient of Birmingham's Red Mountain. This slope gives added velocity to precipitate as it moves across the terrestrial surface. This added water velocity can create sedimentation that can impact fauna and flora, and as we will soon see, storm drains. This gradient will support the pooling of precipitate at lower elevations. The second factor centralizes on poor infrastructure. Birmingham's storm drains are aging fast. Birmingham City Council President Wardine Alexander has stated that the city has 28,000 storm drains throughout 9 districts, but about 18,000 of them are damaged. Alexander also stated the reason for damaged storm drains is due to 100 years of use as well as clogging from leaves, trash, and street repaving. Unclogging these drains will cost the city manpower and funding that the city does not have. Drain monitoring has become a weekly cost-effective solution. One city councilman has said, with 99 neighborhoods in Birmingham, they might miss a few drains during the drain checks that can leave some neighborhoods unreachable. On average, Birmingham will have 50 to 60 inches of rainfall a year, which is uniformly the state's average as well. The storm systems that move across central Alabama are usually derived from the tropics and will move most often from north to northeast over the Gulf of Mexico as well as north to northeast from the Atlantic Ocean. Heavy rainfall events like these shown will have a sudden impact on Birmingham roadways. Debris accumulation suddenly create barriers over storm drains if the drains are not already blocked. Roadways become impassable, businesses lose customers, travelers become stranded, and property becomes destroyed. What solutions have Birmingham began tracking? The city has applied for a FEMA relief grant that would allocate funds for drain repair, but the grant process can take as long as 3 years before any action takes place. What can the city implement in the meantime to help show that public safety is a prominent priority? Most civil engineers would agree that greater urban green space would lessen the accumulation of precipitation through plant and soil absorption. These dedicated areas could act as a natural filtration system as well as introduce habitats for wildlife. The city of Birmingham could offer incentives through recognition of achievement to downtown businesses who implemented these spaces. Another way could be an increase in litter pickup crews or events that focused on a different neighborhood each month. The reduction in trash could help reduce drain blockage from occurring in the future as well as set a community precedent that littering is not tolerated. Bioswales could also provide further filtration of precipitation in green spaces by establishing more permeable soils. This can also be a method of applying more resistance for surface water drainage by creating a meandering drain path that would result in less water velocity, sediment dropping out before causing blockages, and further time for drains to transport water. The last coupled solution could be incentives for downtown businesses to harvest rainwater through their gutter systems. This would use the precipitate as a resource for irrigation systems and even plumbing systems at no cost. The city could review and promote tank systems that would best adhere to the city's issue of public safety and would establish a dialogue between officials and residents. Now that we understand the problem, an aging infrastructure that will take time to achieve fiscal action, Birmingham can review developmental pathways to increased public safety like those previously mentioned. Adapting the city's rising problem into a cost-efficient resource will help keep Birmingham above water.